Welcome to Poor Folk Community for Justice. Right on the side here. Uh, Today is the 7/10/2016, and what we're going to do is show a couple of shows of showing how this young lady's husband was killed, or boyfriend was killed or murdered, and of course the police officers on administrative leave. And then I'm going to show you another picture about this other African American that was the police had held him down, or held him to the ground and had him under incarceration, or had him in a position to where he couldn't do anything, but he had a weapon in his back pocket that they taken off of him, but that was after murdering him. So I'm using the word murdering because that's the language that needs to be used, instead of saying shot him and then try to make it watered down throughout time. This is what happened when they had arrested him. The thing about a lot of police officers harbor this hatred toward black African American people, Negro colored black African Americans, and they do evil, wicked things, and then they wait for the police force to cover it up or clean it up, or make it water it down to where it's making it seem like it was a necessary action. Well, it'll show very clearly that the gentleman that was killed, and his girlfriend had recorded the whole thing. She was very calm and relaxed, and she was talking to the officer, trying to let him know that that her boyfriend had made it very clear that I have a license to carry a weapon, and that but I'm reaching back here for my wallet. So he's letting him know that when I go into my clothing, I'll be probably a weapon will be visible to you or not. It's not important, but don't shoot or do anything wrong because I'm licensed to carry a weapon. And all black African American, Negro colored black African Americans, in many cases, are licensed to carry weapons. A lot of people aren't licensed to carry weapons, but in this case, he did everything correctly. And then she thought the policeman shot 4 times, and shot this man 4 times in the arm. But what he had did was murdered him or killed him, and now he's on administrative leave, and the police act like they don't know his name or whereabouts or whatever. But he's a police officer. They know everything that they need to know, but they're being very held back with information, because that's how they do it. When they kill us, they should name, address, telephone number, wherever we at, and whoever can get to us or want to know where we at, or pass by the house 1,000 times looking or doing whatever they're doing. They don't care. But when it comes to one of these fellow officers, they do all they can to cover up whatever's going on. In this case, these are 2 murders that took place, and the officers trying to justify that it was justifiable shooting. The lady stated that they did have some marijuana in the car, but of course she wasn't arrested, but they put her in handcuffs in the car with her 4-year-old daughter, and her daughter was trying to calm her mom down, even though she didn't know if her daughter was shot. But she asked him, "Did you shoot my daughter?" And that you'll hear that on the television that I'll be playing, or on the YouTube, what Sister Ellie will be playing in the back. I just want people to know out there, Negro colored black African Americans always had a hard time dealing with the police. They use those cutouts of black symbols or people, or what they do is when they're shooting, they just have those black silhouettes and they're shooting at them, and they always are practicing and doing all the different things. And then, of course, you use a term which I use, when you're white, you're right, and when you're black, get back. That kind of thing. So a lot of people be wondering, well, when the police is murdering us, and been doing that all my life, and all black people, Negro colored African Americans' lives, they witness these things, and people take it lightheartedly. They speak on it. They'll protest and they'll march. And then we have an individual that was in the military, serving his country, loving his country, but enough is enough. He's a young man, and he was in his 20s. He killed 5 police officers, and he wounded 7 people. And of course, everyone's trying to make him a monster, because black people are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and everybody would want the whole world to mourn with them, because these innocent people, which were police officers that were in blue or in uniform, he was saying that I just want to kill all the white people. He's just sick and tired of being sick and tired of hearing these horror stories of black people being shot and left to bleed out, or being shot like this black man was, and then try to tell the world that, oh, he had a weapon on him and he's a sex offender and he's got for domestic violence, and they shoot him after the fact. And that's why the FBI is involved, because they're trying to do damage control too. But cameras that are shot from different angles that's witness the issue, that what really happened, and people got cameras on YouTube and everything else, so the police can't cover it up or cover it all, and restate it in their own words, because it's awful, the ugly and terrible, hideous things that they do to a Negro, colored, black, African American. And the reason why I say that, because I consider myself a Negro. I'm very proud of being from the Negro race, and knowing all the evil stuff and all the wicked things that people had done, and then they removed the word Negro because they don't want to pay all that money to the Negro race that we're owed, and for all the hardships in our family that suffered in Pasco or in the Vanport flood, and many people, white and black, were lost everything that they had. Poor whites and poor blacks lost everything they had, was trying to do great things in life, living in harmony, trying to do things, and then the levees break, and then that's what happened. And so a lot of people ignore that and treat it like, oh, what the heck. But when the 5 officers were killed, President Obama made a statement about we're going to fly the flags at half-mast, and I'm thinking, well, look, what about the 2 black people that were murdered those days, and the baby that was shot in front of while her mom and baby watch or observe the policeman shoot her boyfriend dead, because he very intelligently conveyed to the officer that I have a license to carry, and he had a great job. He was at the school, was a supervisor at a school. All the kids liked him, and now here he is dead and murdered. So a lot of white people, they be upset, or black people too, because they're saying someone shot these innocent police officers. I don't know if they're innocent or not, but I just hate that they were shot and killed. But at the same time, I hate that the Negro, black, African American, colored was killed too. So I'm just saying, people be saying things as if they're mad and upset because officers were killed, but these officers that do all these evil things set other officers up to be shot, killed, and murdered, because people are saying, look, we're just sick and tired. Even though when we're coming up as Negroes, or back in the day as slaves and being used and abused and misused, then Turner was going to go ahead and try and kill a bunch of innocent white people. Didn't care. It was just saying, I'm protesting and I'm trying to make it visible or known to everybody out there. Like I'm talking to all you people out there in TV land, saying, look, black people, Negro, colored, African Americans are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And many people say, you know what we ought to do? We ought to do this, that, and the other. But they just are just talking. Well, he went out and did shooting people in blue uniform, not trying to kill other people because other people were shot and injured or injured, but because 7 people got injured, and then they're trying to word it down like he was a terrorist or something like that. They're trying to eliminate us as a race of people, been trying to do it forever. They put syphilis in us and was doing that kind of evil stuff, all kind of things that America has done and turned a blind eye to. Want to keep talking about O.J. Simpson? He won his case. It was 20 years ago, but they're still trying to get justice. But when I tell white America or everyone that's listening to my show about, look, if you're trying to deal with righteousness, deal with the fact of these phony baloney moves at that 9/11, trying to blame Osama bin Laden, saying that he sent 19 people with box cutters, and they brought the trade centers down, both of them, in their footprint. And all those people was killed, but it was just to cover up all the money that was stolen. And a lot of white people, when I do the shows, they explain very eloquently that there's horrible things going on. and you're killing innocent people and trying to make it look like you're trying to water it down. And it's 10 years with the 9/11, and nobody's did nothing. Here it is, 2016, nobody's did nothing. And we had very intelligent white people that saying, look, the Twin Towers were massive explosions going on. The people that didn't escape the building wasn't gonna never escape the building because it came down in 10 seconds. So if they were on whatever floor they was on, they needed 10 seconds to clear themselves away from the building because it was already explosions going on in the building. And that's why I show movies to all you people out there in TV land to let America know that there's evil things going on with our presidents doing all kind of evil, wicked things. And they need to be brought to justice, but nobody wants to talk about it or deal with it because they're afraid for their lives. Just like when I'm doing these TV shows, I'm telling you things from my heart, but I say things that can be tracked on my TV show because I play movies, I watch them, documentaries very closely, and people are committing all these crimes. And that was a horrible thing about the marijuana. For years and years, or 31 years, President Nixon made a thing about war on drugs first, and that was not only just the beginning, but when it came to saying marijuana was a evil thing, nobody's really never died from marijuana. If they have, they maybe did something, but people die from alcohol, from prescription drugs, and I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of people are dead to this day. And I'm touching on all those different subjects because a lot of you people will sit there standing mute because alcohol and tobacco and those people are pushing that war on drugs when they're promoting drugs. Because alcohol is a drug, and they've murdered tons of people that are dead each year from alcohol and from prescription drugs and all that stuff. Marijuana can help people, but they listed it like it was a drug, like it was a drug and wouldn't have no help to you. And that now they're saying now, here it is in 2016 or before, but now there's a lot of documentation saying that marijuana is healthy for you or can help you if you got certain ailments or whatever the deal is. So I'm not promoting the people to go out smoking dope because I'm speaking on it. I'm just saying that people purposely saying that when black people was using marijuana or trying to use cocaine to kill themselves, and the system knew that, and people like President Bush and those other characters was involved in bringing those things into this country and killing people. And we're talking about the president, but the Bush gang. And I make that very clear because grandfather Bush was in cahoots with the Germans or Russians. I don't know who he was in cahoots with, trying to run a bank because he didn't care who won. It was just all about we're trying to get rich and stay rich and get richer and richer. And then we use puppets like bin Laden to try and say, well, we got him as the head of the drug cartel doing crazy things, but we'll blame him like he created 9/11. And when the buildings come down, nobody is trying to say it was hit by 2 airplanes. Each building was hit by a plane apiece, and it was hit in the upper part of the plane at the trade center, and it was like it didn't bring it down, but all those explosions that were taking place undermining the building and its strength, what brought it down into its footprint. And then building 7 that had never been hit by nothing, and I play all that all the time on my TV show because that's all I talk about, justice for all. I love white, black, brown, yellow, everybody, because I care about justice for every human being. So when people hear me saying things, they thinking, well, maybe he's racist. No, I'm not racist. I'm saying things because but when I specifically point people out, I'm pointing them out to let you know they need to be brought to justice. They tried to bring me to justice and play me out of pocket because I'm Negro, colored, black, African American. And then what they wanted to do is disarm me to make sure that I could never own a weapon or anything like that, or never be able to take my family hunting or whatever I need to do, or have weapons in my house or whatever the case is, because they do that to destroy the Negro, colored, black, African American people, and that's very important. And I'm saying, but we got all kind of people in jail, and now it's all about the money. They building all these different prisons, Wackenhut, CCA, and various places that are paid to house human beings like slaves. And this that now they're non-discriminatory, so they don't care if it's blacks, whites, or anybody, or brown or anybody. They just don't care. It's just a matter of just keep the mischief going, and we'll work it out later. And that's why this officer is on administrative leave, and everybody's acting like they don't know where he's at or can't locate him. They know exactly where he's at, but he's laying low because we're going to try and ease him back into the job after we take him off administrative leave. He needs to be in jail. He needs to be charged with a crime because that black girl was very, very eloquent in the speech. And she was saying, "Oh, yes, sir, I won't touch anything," because he's trying to turn it to an issue. And good thing she had her baby with her. He probably would have murdered her, too. So that's what I'm talking about. He already murdered the boyfriend, and he's cussing because he's upset because he's put his foot in it. And the mess that he's created, and now he just needs no witness. And it's not like he can take her down to the police station alone and do anything to her because the daughter will be wondering, why am I being separated from my mama? And the deal is, if it's a traffic stop for a tail light, and if there's marijuana in the car, people now are bringing it to the point where marijuana is no big thing. If you have marijuana on you, it's not like a felony like you that they need to draw guns down on you and shoot you. But if you tell them that I have a legal firearm, policemen have shot policemen, which were Negro, colored, black, African American, because they came up on the scene and drew their weapons, and they treated them like, oh, because he's black, get back, and bam, 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 shot dead. And everybody tries to treat it like, well, it was officers shooting, and it tried to water it down. They're like, we'll pay the family real well, but we don't want to talk about it anymore. But I remember all that stuff. All my life I've been living. I'm a senior citizen now, and I've seen so much awful, hideous, evil, wicked stuff take place. And that's what I want to talk about, and that's what I do talk about. Justice for every human being. And that's what I care about, is every human being. So we got people that live in our country and don't live in our country, but I just want justice for them. We got these guys that are running for president now. They're hoping, well, we just need to put up borders and get rid of them. They're in this country just like white Americans are in this country. They came here and tried to wipe the Indians out. They was always here. And the whole deal is, so what was that move about? And then now they got the casinos and everything. People are trying to act like, well, we need to get casinos too. And it's just awful how a lot of Americans get attitudes because they want more and more. So we spend billions of dollars abusing human beings, war on drugs. The deal is, the war is, when is it going to end? When is it? It's never going to end. It's just an open checkbook. And that's what everybody's happy about, because they're stuffing their pockets and planning for their unborn children or children in the future. They don't really care about everybody. And I'm touching on a lot of different subjects because it touches my heart to share that with you as human beings. And I just want all you people out there in TV land to know. And I'm going to play that movie regarding the killing of this young lady's the boyfriend. Are you want to play it first, or should I put it on my tablet and play it, Sister Ellie? Does anybody want to tell me which way we're gonna go? Oh, okay. I'll play it on my tablet right now. Okay. And I'm in the process of playing this right now. And for all you people out there in TV land. Okay. I accidentally dropped the other thing off. Okay, I can't get this down. That must have failed now. Can you find this?
Yeah.
No, that's not it. I'll just put this one that I had.
Yeah.
We'll sit it right on.
I will, sir. No worries. I will. He just shot his arm
Okay,
off.
we'll put it on number 2.
We got pulled over on Larpener.
We'll put it on number 2, Brother Steve. On number 1, so we can pick up the sound.
Please don't tell me my boyfriend just went like that. Keep your hands where they are, please. Yes, I will, sir. I'll keep my hands where they are.
Okay. It's not finna get better.
You got my daughter?
It's not.
Then officers, guns drawn, order Reynolds out of the
we'll
car.
just play
Get on your knees. Get on your knees.
Now on the ground, she never
thank you,
stops
Sally.
live streaming.
They threw my phone, Facebook.
Police perform CPR
Oh, that's quite all
on
right.
Cecil on the street. Reynolds now detained in a patrol car, her cell phone still recording.
I don't know if he's okay or if he's not okay.
Her daughter's still with her. Reynolds finally breaks down.
I can't really do because they got me handcuffed. I can't believe they just did this. I'm
It's okay. I'm right here at you.
Philando Castile, a supervisor at a school cafeteria where kids loved him, was taken to the hospital and died. Diamond Reynolds says she was held by police until 5 o'clock this morning. This is where the shooting happened. I'm told it's usually a quiet neighborhood. People have been gathering here since the incident, and just take a look at what they're posting. Film the police. Reynolds today explaining why she did just that.
I didn't do it for pity. I didn't do it for fame. I did it so that the world knows that these police are not here to protect and serve us. They are here to assassinate us. They are here to kill us because we are black.
Later, she got a face-to-face apology from Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton.
Sorry, I am terrible tragedy reports on you and on your family.
I don't want you guys to be sorry. I want y'all to be more careful.
We want justice.
And late today, this statement from the governor.
Would this have happened if those passengers, the driver and the passenger were white? I don't think it would have. This kind of racism exists.
And Gio Benitez is with us from St. Paul, Minnesota tonight. And Gio, what do we know about the police officer at the center of the case?
Well, David, that officer has not yet been identified, but we know that he's on paid leave at home. And investigators did speak with him this afternoon. David.
Gio Benitez leading us off tonight. Thank you, Gio. And as they now call for the Justice Department to get involved there in Minnesota, in Baton Rouge tonight, the feds are already on the scene as outrage grows there as well. A father of 5 tackled by officers, and then moments later,
Minnesota overnight involving a police officer, sparking outrage across the country. And rallies are growing over that deadly shooting in Louisiana. Those rallies spreading from L.A. to Philadelphia. ABC's senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has all the details for us. He's in Washington. Good morning, Pierre.
Good morning, Robin. Another fatal police shooting, a traffic stop turned deadly, caught on tape, igniting anger and concern about police use of force.
A new video emerging this morning of another police shooting last night in Minnesota.
We're waiting for a back. I will, sir. No worries. I will.
Viewed more than 1 million times before being taken down on Facebook. The video shows a traffic stop turned deadly. 32-year-old Philando Castile, along with his girlfriend and her child, pulled over last night, the beginning of the incident not on tape. But Castile was shot, his arm bloodied. The woman in shock, but continuing to live stream the situation on Facebook. In the video, she says that Castile had a license to carry a firearm. She says she warned the officer that he would be reaching to his pocket to get his ID. The officer appears agitated.
Told him to get his hand out.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license.
She says the officer fired, reportedly 4 times. Castile, transported to the hospital, later dies from his injuries. Outraged family members and residents heading to the local hospital to protest, as hundreds gather at the governor's mansion overnight demanding answers.
No justice, no peace.
This as protests in Baton Rouge continue overnight as a second video is released showing another angle of the deadly shooting of 37-year-old Alton Sterling. This new video showing one officer pinning Sterling to the ground while another officer kneels on his arm outside a Baton Rouge convenience store. You can see one officer drawing his gun, and moments later, shots fired. An officer then removes something from Sterling's pocket. Sterling dying at the scene. Sterling's family wants answers.
I want justice for Alvin. That's what I want. I want justice for him.
The Justice Department and the FBI called in to investigate the Baton Rouge case. The same request likely coming for Minnesota. So many not willing to take the word of police anymore.
And speaking of the case in Minnesota, the woman remained very calm. She referred to the officer as sir. But is it dangerous for people to record these events, even though it's very important information that we get? But is it dangerous for them to record it as the event is happening?
Every situation is different. People have to be careful not to do anything that would make police think that they're a threat. But Robin, that cat's out of the bag. These days, when people see anything, their reflex action is to pull out the cell phone and to start recording.
Yes, we're seeing that more and more. All right, Pierre, thank you.
What they document is just shocking.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're back with Pope for Community for Justice. On my tablet here that I wanted to show on television, but Sister Ellie had it handled in the back room, and we were able to show all you people out there in TV land what taking place. And so it was awful because the black man was on the ground. They had him incarcerated or had him restrained, and then the officer had pulled his gun out. I don't know if he's the one that shot him, but he had pulled his gun out, and then the guy got shot to death. And then the officer that had his gun out went into the man's back pocket and pulled out a pistol. And then everyone tried to explain, well, here's a man that's a sex offender, wanted for domestic violence. When he started giving out this raft of names, that means this is our cover story that we'll be running with from this point on. But cameras caught everything. When the guy was subdued, probably someone had turned him in that, oh, here's a black man with 5 children. Maybe they didn't know he had 5 children, but that we know he's carrying a weapon. And then he got accosted by the police. He had worked at an area where he was doing business, so he had a weapon on him illegally because he's a felon. And when they took him down, they were believing that he had a gun in his physical possession, shot him first, then went in his pocket and retrieved the weapon. This is murder by any shape, fashion, or form. And when you have police officers murdering people outright, and then everybody comes with the cover story and whitewash it and treat it like it's that's the way it goes. That's in their life or eyes is that's just the way it go. See a nigga kill a nigga, or see a black kill a black, or see a Negro kill a Negro, or see an African American kill an African American. I don't know what goes through the person's head that pulled the gun, because I know the party that was with the police force. I know the young black woman that made a statement. She said that the guy was Oriental of some type, but he was in a uniform. So the black man that was in Texas was killing killed 5 officers, wounded 7, but he made it very clear that I'm just killing white people. That was his attitude. So my heart goes out to his family and to him, the individual, and he's standing up for black America, letting black America know that, look, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I hope all the rest of you are too, and I'm doing something about it. And so all you people that are hiding behind people in blue uniforms trying to uphold the peace and do what's right, what the evil people are doing are putting targets on your back, because people are killing people and then running back to the police station, buddying with people like it's just an everyday thing. I got one, you need to get you one too. A woman, man, or child, it doesn't make no difference. But the sad thing about it, we're in 2016 and people are sick and tired. The FBI investigating says, well, he was a lone gunman, and there was no other gunman. He made a statement that I have a lot of bombs planted around, but he didn't. None of these things came to reality that he had. All he had was the rifle, which was a semi-automatic rifle, and a pistol. And when they went to his home, they searched it, and he had bomb-making paraphernalia and other things like that. but there was no one else to be arrested because they said he was by himself and he was a lone gunman. But the deal was when he was killing police officers, they went and sent a robot in there or one of their little gadgets. We got drone planes and all kind of things when they're killing human beings, and they went and blew him up. So he was dead, but they sent a robot in there to bring him to justice, and so they killed him. And so these kind of horrible things that happen to Negro, colored, black, African Americans, or people, period. But I know that we are like the test dummies or test people that people can do evil things to, and people are trying to act like it's no big thing. But they sent a drone robot in there to go in there and to explode, to kill him or to bring him down. So it was like there was going to be no giving up or anything of that nature. We're just going to kill him. And that's where they've been killing black people. They are Negro, colored, black, African American. If you're in a situation, they'll shoot you in your back and then wait an hour before they bring a police car to your rescue or to your help, or perform CPR. They got you cornered. They know they shot you several times, but they're still treating you like you're dangerous. And the same thing they did that day when they killed that black girl's or Negro, colored, African American's boyfriend. They still treat her like the officer did. Get down on your knees, and everything is dealt with the thought of deadly force that we can back it because we own pistols and we're trained all to become expert users of guns. And so we'll be happy to blow your head off in front of your little 4-year-old daughter or not. Not that they said that, because actions speak louder than words, and their actions is what we're talking about, is that they're saying that if a guy tells you that I'm licensed to carry a concealed weapon, then you need to proceed with that, with the understanding that you are licensed to carry a concealed weapon, and whatever you needed to bring more guns or tasers or whatever you need, but to keep yourself safe, but not to start firing in the car, possibly killing everybody in the car because you're afraid for your life or for your well-being, or at least this is the concept of behavior, So I'm just saying, in Oregon and all over the United States, there have been Negro, colored, black, African Americans killed or murdered, and then the police force get a hold of it and later explain it to you in a whitewash fashion. And when I say a whitewash fashion, they just whitewash the situation to make it look like this person could be, they demonize it and try and say this person could be a threat to you or me. And I think it's awful because a lot of white people buy into that behavior and they just write it off as on face value. And they're not trying to deal with real crime. When I speak about President Bush or Bush Jr. or his daddy Bush Sr., the one that was involved in bringing drugs into this country, they ain't put him in jail or brought him to justice. But people are trying to act like they're holier than thou and praying all the time, I love Jesus, I love the Lord, and they have nerve to throw it in your face like they're as clear as white driven snow. But this is just all fluff, and our country is in trillions of dollars of debt, and you just put it on the backs of the poor people because their children before they're born already got a debt attributed to them because they're just getting the money and pocketing the money. So for all the people that you stuff in these CCA prisons and Wackenhut prisons and all these other prisons, it's like an income, and the rich gets richer and keeps getting richer. But we need to truly try and work with people. And when you're taking people and putting them in prison for non-criminal activity, but it's just a money-making opportunity, and people become slaves. And now they got white slaves, black slaves, brown slaves, yellow slaves. It doesn't make no difference because it's all about the money. That's what the attitude is about. And we need to start clearing all these prisons out and trying to get people into treatment programs, because they know if they hooked on drugs, you have a lot of people that don't do drugs, or if they still do them in a mild kind of a way to keep their job, they treat everybody suspect or treat them horrible. And I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that or know what I'm saying about drugs, and they got good jobs. And the thing about it, they use them, but they try and use them in a way that they don't lose their jobs or get put in prison. So it's just horrible and it's sad. And I just want all you people to get focused on what's going on and try and be a part to what's right, and as you've been trying to do. But you shouldn't have to worry about if your children are walking to school that they could actually get blown up or shot, because this is a new technique that they're using now, that this gentleman that they wanted to subdue, the one that killed 5 police officers, then they went in there with apparatus to blow him up. So these are horrible things, and once you get that attitude going or that behavior going, it becomes like it's grandfathered in, and so that's what we do. So if we kill people and it's friendly fire, that's how they write it off. Well, it was friendly fire. So that's when the police is after someone and they're trying to chase them down. And if a guy is running lights and creating all kind of havoc, and they shooting to try and subdue you, and then if they accidentally shoot someone else, they attribute that to the person they're pursuing and saying, well, now we have you for 2 counts of murder, or however many shots they fired that didn't hit him and killed somebody else or injured someone else. They're all kind of charges being attributed to your behavior. So as human beings, or especially as Americans, we are all the whole situation for America is going downhill as far as being justice for all and actually applying justice for all. So now they're using this terror as a justification of saying if people are selling crack cocaine or selling any kind of drugs, that they're considered terrorists. So there must be extra charges for or ways of giving you more time or further destroying your lives. And there's just awful things going on right now to this day, and they need to be addressed. And myself, and I want to speak on myself, when I'm trying to get an attorney to help me to sue the U.S. Bank and Millennium and Aquin Loan Company, because I'm a Negro that's saying, look, this crap been going on forever. You make these phony baloney loans, and then you're not involved with the loan, but you're waiting for the paperwork to come down the pike so you can steal my land. But I'm not going to let that happen. But that's my prayer, is not to let that happen. I love God Almighty, and I'm trusting God Almighty to help me bring all you evil people to justice. That's what I'm doing, and that's I try to invite a lot of people on my show to speak on issues. They like to get me off camera and tell me all about what's wrong and terrible and horrible. And I tell them, look, you're welcome to come on my show and voice your opinion and feelings, and then get it recorded so it'll be forever on YouTube. And so that if you ever need to talk to someone that could help you or willing to help you, they'll be able to voice your feelings from the first time you told me, and I made it public to everybody else on YouTube. Then all you have to do now is say, well, I'm on, like today is the 10th of July, so I'm on YouTube right now, and this is what I said, and this is how I said it, and how I communicated it. And that is what they basically say, well, would you be willing to swear to that or this or the other? You could say, oh, yes, those are the words that I stated. And if I may have said something, may have misspoken something, maybe you have to tweak those words to get them corrected, so that if you want to make an affidavit, you won't have to be held to certain things that you may have said and fumbled in the process of communication. But there's a way to freeze that information. So if you've had a stroke, or if you've gotten in a situation where you got some form of memory loss or whatever's going on, that at least your information is signed, sealed, and secured for right now and moving forward. And then I invite people to come on as many as times you need to until your problems are solved or resolved. And that's what POFO Community for Justice is all about. I'm a nonprofit organization. I love God Almighty, and I try to help people, but I pray that they want to help themselves, not jaw jack to me all day long and chew on my ear about they're mad as hell, they ain't gonna take this anymore, and they're upset, but yet and still when I say, well, I do shows every Sunday live from 3 to 4, and you have to be here by 2 o'clock so I can get you into the CG or the character generator so you can put your name, and if you got an email address or whatever you want to have people being able to contact you after the show, that they can do so. And then you'll, and I say if you want to talk to people on television and do call-ins, they can call you and talk to you about your related issue, or maybe they can direct you to someone that be more than happy to help you with your issues. And so that's what I'm saying, that the Pofor Community Justice is for everybody. I don't care who you are. If you can't talk English, then find someone that can talk English to translate for you. And if you're mute and you can only talk in sign language, just bring someone that can communicate in sign language and be able to speak so that your message can be gotten out there. I'm not depriving or holding anyone back, and I invite people to say, you can host them on this show, Pofor Community for Justice. I'll be more than happy to get behind the cameras or go in the back room or whatever it is to keep this show rolling to make sure that your message get out there. That's what Pofor Community for Justice is all about. Justice for all human beings. I don't care if you're illegally in this country or legally in this country. If you got people harassing you, trying to do evil things to you, then they need to be exposed for that behavior. And that's what I'm all about. I play to win, and I want you to play to win, or learn to play to win, or start playing to win. But a closed mouth can't get fed, and don't get fed. I guess you can feed them intravenously, but I'm just saying that if keep talking to people that you know and talking around in circles to people that can help you, then no help will be gotten. So I'll call the Oregon State Bar, in my case, to try and get them to say, this other gentleman named Terry Nix explained to me yesterday, oh, I wouldn't be able to take your case because, which was Friday when he called me back. He said, because I'm not taking no modest mean cases right now, so you can call the Oregon State Bar and see if they can get someone else for you. But they want $80 an hour. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying I am making it known to you that it used to be modest was a lower figure, but now it's up there going to where into the stratosphere as far as when you're poor people trying to get justice. And you're always trying to find out, well, where's these attorneys that work for free or work in a way that's trying to get you justice? We need Negro, colored, black, African Americans to get up off their duff. They got these careers and that they're lawyers and maybe want to make a name for themselves. My case is a great case to make a name for yourself. Or my cases are great cases to make a name for yourself, but they don't want to do that. Maybe because I'm a senior citizen and black, or a Negro, colored, black, African American. And a lot of time people just shy away. They'll want to come on my show and play games and want to try and trick me into playing games. I'm not into games, and that's when people ask me questions, I'm answering from my heart to what I feel and what I care about. And I'm saying if you want a scripted relationship or conversation with someone, well, then bring someone on the show with you that can mimic what you say word for word, and not challenge it or cause you any disruption in the message that you're trying to put out. But when people ask me questions, I'm responding because I think that how I respond is how a lot of people think in the first place, or a lot of people that I want to think like that. Regardless, that if I feel I'm saying things from my heart, I just believe a lot of people are feeling the same thing from their heart. They need to come on television. They're welcome to come on television and speak. So this is television that I do. And a lot of people will call in and I'll tell them, look, if you're talking to me on the television, you're welcome to come and be on the show so that people can see your face and look at your face and look at your mouth and just everything that maybe help them study you to see or try and trust in you or learn to believe in you or what you're communicating. And maybe they've experienced the same identical thing. But if you're not coming on the TV show to speak and standing behind the corner in the booth in the back in the dark talking, well, you're going nowhere fast. So it's all about playing to win. And I'm just saying, when President Obama made that statement regarding the 5 police officers were killed and the 7 that were injured, and the flags were at half mast, I'm just saying for all the Negro, colored, black African Americans that have been killed, and because the flag is at half mast, and I didn't know if he made it specific to just a policeman, but I think it should be for that woman whose boyfriend was murdered, and for that gentleman that was murdered by the police officer that didn't show a gun. He didn't reveal a gun. The policeman shot him after, and then took the gun out of his pocket after having killed him, and then took the gun from his pocket. And then the thing for the individual that killed all those police officers, that they sent a robot or in there to blow him up to kill him. And he was in the military serving our country, this great, beautiful country, United States of America. And now he's just sick and tired of being tore up from the floor up, as Negro, colored, black African Americans say. I feel the flag deserves to be a half mast for him. The young lady, the one that killed 5 police officers and wounded 7, the flag should be at half mast for him. And they try to word it like he's awful, but he's not. And it should be at half mast for the lady whose boyfriend was murdered. And thank you very much, Brother Ron. And it should be at half mast for that man that's a sex offender or wife beater or whatever, but he has 5 children and he was murdered as well. And of course, we'll see how the chips fall when the police get through jocking the language and everyone else, how they'll sweep that under the rug and try and take all you people out there in TV land to just go about it in a brainwashed fashion. But it's all about justice for all. So if you really want to help bring people to justice, I'm talking about the president of the United States, the first president Bush, and I was going to play a movie in the future about them bringing drugs into America and making sure that black people, Negro, colored, black African Americans, are killing themselves and making all this destruction and damnation available to them to do all that. And I'll play that movie, I guess, next Sunday. So that's what I'll be doing. And I just want all you people out there to pray for everybody, because when evil things are taking place, everybody needs to be prayed for, because you want life to be better for them, even the people that are doing drugs. So I have a cousin that just died a couple of days ago. He's 70 years old, and I think he died of natural cause. I don't know. But he's dead now, and I love him, and I just want you people to know his name is Travis, my first cousin, Travis Glenn Sherman, and he's wonderful people, and my heart goes out to him. And so any of you people, like, they got in-laws or people that you love, and you want to come and do a show and speak about your loved ones or friends or family or mother and father, sister and brothers or babies, it doesn't make no difference. Pofor Community Need for Justice, you're all welcome to Pofor Community Need for Justice and to speak your heart. So that's what I'm saying. So my show, I guess about 9 minutes left, but that's what I'm talking about, and that's what I want you to talk about. So I'm happy that the president's lowered the flag at half mast, and I'm just feeling in the spirit of it all that it be flown at half mast for all the people, including the guy that killed those 5 police officers. I want to make that clear too, because people try and treat it like if you kill us, then we're gonna kill a bunch of other people. That's not the way it go, and that's not the way it should go. And I think that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So it's just that I care about all human beings, and I want the best for all human beings. And in God Almighty we trust. And I use that term because a lot of you people say, well, we love Jesus. And I'm saying that's cool. And we love Allah. I'm saying that's cool too. I don't care who you love. I'm not mad at none of you, because as long as you generating love and hope and believing that things can get better through the way you pray and think and carry and conduct yourself, that's fine. But if you're out there murdering people, doing evil things like Brother Bush did and Bush Jr. Did when we did that Afghanistan war, and it was in time to try and conclude that war and to get the drugs again, so from Afghanistan. So there's a lot of horrible things going on. Everybody looking straight face. We're spending trillions of dollars, not millions of dollars, not billions of dollars, but trillions of dollars. And it's just like play money anyway, printing it up and doing all kind of evil things, and everybody's discarding that behavior. But I pray that the 9/11 truth be brought, the people be brought to justice, and they're not. I'm not looking for the 9 people with the box cutters, because they didn't bring the the twin towers down with the box cutters. That don't make no sense. And the same thing about the Pentagon when they try to tell that lie about the big airplane flew into the building. These are people, FBI, CIA. I don't care. You're lying to people, and you're looking straight face. I'm not saying all the FBI are lying, but the ones that whoever are talking to people, I showed you movies about how the Pentagon wall had a big hole in it, and a lady had walked through barefoot and showed there was no burn marks on her feet, there was no smell of jet fuel or none of these things taking place. But at least 100 and some people were killed there, and they're all after bin Laden. So people are just doing evil things to this country, within this country, looking straight face, and they need to be brought to justice. How much time I got, Brother Ron? 5 minutes? Okay. So I have about 5 minutes. Brother Ron, I greatly appreciate you, and I wish I'd turn a camera to show you people. I got a lot of wonderful white people and black people that help me on this POFO community for justice, because I care about all people, and I just am so thankful for them to be here, because my company is a organization, a nonprofit organization, and people aren't contributing or doing anything. Not that I care one way or the other, but I'm just saying that you need to be more involved in what's going on today, and that's what I'm all about. So I invite people on POFO Community for Justice to speak their heart and to talk about what's on your heart, and tell the people to help them grow mentally. And if you can get some lawyers and know some lawyers that'll be willing to come forward, because I want to bring the U.S. Bank to justice, and I want to bring Millennium and Aquin Federal Loan, or whoever they are called, because they're all involved in these scams and taking your homes and looking straight face. That what they're thinking about. I would give up or concede to their behavior and just throw my property in their face. I'm saying I've been here over 40 years where I live at, and I'm not just giving my property up. And you got these fictitious debts that you've imposed on me, and people are making, the bank is making grand theft money, because if the debt trying to legitimize this phony baloney debt, then they can use that as like, we got this much money coming in, this much property in our possession, and is worth over $500,000, and so we're able to make people loans based on that funds that are in their physical possession, and that's what I'm saying. It's just awful. Black, Negro, colored, black, African Americans got worthless educations. I know I got a worthless education, because when I went to school, they didn't do anything to try and help improve my education or do nothing for me educationally. My parents worked very hard, my mom and dad, and they were wonderful, and led me to believe that I thought everybody owned TVs, and because we had television, and everybody owned cars because we had cars, and everybody had money because our parents made it possible. My parents made it possible so we didn't have to live under the thought of being hungry or poor or not having enough food to eat, because it was like, eat to your heart's content, and we'll make sure the lights, water, heat, and gas is taken care of. And my dad lived till he was about 80-some years old. My mother lived till she's about 80-some years old, 70-some years old. And I'm just saying, these are wonderful people. And I know all you people out there in TV land got wonderful parents. How much I got? 2 minutes? Okay, thank you, Brother Ron. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying about life. Life is good, and I want you to be good, and come on television and speak your heart and tell the truth, and that's what it's all about. So I never did get a chance to play this other movie, but Sister Ellie, thank you very much for playing that movie for me, because it did get my message out, and my tablet kept unplugging, and other things kept going wrong, and I just didn't want to keep leaving out of the frame of the camera to fix things. And thank you, Brother Steve, back there, for helping me keep things on track and getting all the information you and Sister Ellie got on the YouTube to play for you people out there in cyberspace, because it's very important that you see it and hear it. but know the truth. Don't let people whitewash the truth. Like they say, these people are assassinating the black people. 1 minute? Okay, thank you, Brother Ron. So that's what she said when she had a chance to get that communicated, and her daughter was holding the phone and making sure her mama got the message out. So my heart goes out to all you people out there, the police officers that were killed and the police officers that were injured, and the people that weren't police officers maybe were injured. My heart goes out to you, but I trust God Almighty. But don't let these people hide in blue uniforms, murdering people, and then think they can rush back to the job and be pat on the back or drawn to their bosom like they're good people. They're criminals, and they need to be put in jail or at least kicked off the police force. Because you won't be able to con me, because I'm on television. I'm telling everybody the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Stay strong. God Almighty love you, and I love you too. And so stay strong and play to win. And we're about to go off the air now anyway. I think about a minute, I think we got about 27 seconds to go. Well, we're rolling right now. Have a blessed day.